Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Jason Lloyd. Plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. You're watching the PCC Airfoils Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. PCC Airfoils, keeping the engines of change moving forward. Booyah!
And welcome to the PCC Airfoils Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. We are here on Channel 3 every Friday at 12:30 during the Brown season to preview the big upcoming game, and this one is huge. I'm Jay Crawford. Coming up on the show, I'm going to tell you why the most important thing the Browns must do on Sunday is figure out a way to stop all of the options of that Ravens offense. Bull.
Jay, I'm Adam the Bull, and I'm going to talk about the tackle position for the Browns. We might be without both starters at tackle. How concerned should we be? G?
I'm G. Bush. I'm Captain Kool-Aid himself. I'm going to tell you why on Monday the Cleveland Browns will be tied atop the AFC North.
Wow.
The Nuggets.
And I'm Mikey McNuggets, and I love stats, but there's a stat about Kevin Stefanski that I can't even explain. So hopefully they can.
Yeah, we're going to try to explain it. It is a bizarre stat. It really is. But, sometimes you look at things in their statistical anomalies, but this has been his pattern for his entire time here in Cleveland. It's odd. We can't explain it. We're going to do our best to try. All right, I think you could say that there will only be one football game this year bigger for the Cleveland Browns, and that's considering if they're still in contention in Week 17, Week 18, when they play the Bengals the last game of the year. Baltimore comes in 7-2. Browns come in 5-3. The Browns win. Their chances of making the playoffs are better than 70%. They lose, those chances go down to below 50%. That's how big this game is. Against Arizona, Deshaun was just okay. Had a bad half, had a pretty good half. Will middle of the road or average be good enough on Sunday to beat a Ravens team that is 7-2?
I thought he above average to slightly above average will be good enough if the defense plays up to its best, right?
Better than they did against the Ravens.
Which they didn't do the first time they played the Ravens. Now, the Browns offense in that game, the quarterback play in that game was not even close to average. It was horrendous. I don't think Deshaun Watson has to play an elite game for the Browns to win. But, Captain Obvious, he can't turn the ball over. If he turns the ball over, it's big trouble for the Browns. If he plays a game somewhat equivalent to what he did last week, maybe less, like he was really bad in the first half and pretty good in the second. It's a little more in the middle for the whole thing. I think they can still win that way, but obviously it'll be up to the defense to play great.
Listen, Boo. There's a lot of people out there today that don't want to hear that. They're not trying to hear that right now. You got Deshaun Watson for games like this. It is Lamar Jackson versus Deshaun Watson. He can't come out here and play regular and 210 and a touchdown and expect to be the team that people think probably have the top MVP choice on the road in Baltimore with probably 1 or 1A, the best defense in the league. The same way Lamar Jackson, you count on him to make 3 or 4 special plays to get you over the top. They're going to have to start at some point in time looking at Deshaun Watson and say, give me 3 or 4 special plays to keep us in these types of football games. And I'm telling you what, he has 3 throws that showed you he was special last week against the Cardinals. He needs to do that and be consistent with it. He needs consistent throws, Jay, in order for them to win this football game.
This is a different weight class, let's face it, than where they played last week. The Arizona Cardinals are one of the worst teams in the league. The Baltimore Ravens are one of the best teams in the league. So the short answer to this question is no. The way he played last week will not be enough. Now, granted, if the defense plays one of their best games like they did against the Cardinals, then I think that 2 halves like he had in the second half might be enough. He can't have a bad half against the Ravens and still win.
No.
He's got to be Deshaun Watson from Houston. One thing I want to point out, his last 2 complete games have been his best games in a Cleveland Browns uniform.
Yep.
That's great news for us, guys.
Yeah.
He's trending in the right direction. He needs to continue that if they want to get the win.
But those weren't great games. He didn't play great in either of those games.
Listen, I'm not calling him great. I'm just saying it's the best he's played for us.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, obviously in the long term, we didn't trade for Deshaun Watson, give up all the draft capital,
to be mid.
spend all the money to be mid.
No.
But in this particular game, could they still win if the defense plays great and he's mid? I think they could. I'm hoping that they don't need to win that way. But right now, there's not a ton of confidence that he can play at a great level.
Yeah, we disagree on that. I just think he's got to be really, really good on Sunday if the Browns are going to win. I want him to be the reason they win. He really hasn't been that yet.
No, he hasn't.
And I want to see a game where they can say, well, they won this game because of Deshaun Watson. That's why they brought him here.
But I agreed. We all want to see that. And yes, obviously, the better he plays, the better chance they have. I just don't think he has to play great for them to win.
Now, obviously, the way he plays is going to have a lot to do with the Browns' offensive line. That's bad news right now because their offensive line is a mess. Obviously, Conklin hurt early, done for the season. Jed Wills now on IR. He's not available for at least the next 4 weeks, maybe longer. The other concerning thing is you've got a guy named Geron Christian. Don't ask me about him. I can't tell you anything about him. He is at left tackle. James Hudson didn't practice today. And
Dawand Jones.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dawand Jones didn't practice today, which is a bad sign. Dawand Jones had a great rookie season. He's held things down at the on the right side. That means we could have James Hudson, who we know has not been great, and Geron Christian, who we know nothing about, on the line.
I had not even heard of Geron Christian
yesterday.
However, he's actually played a lot in the league. He's started, I want to say, about 12, 15 games
16
in the NFL.
games.
Wow.
What's that, Mike?
16 games.
So a full
16
season.
games. So he's played a lot.
What's his PFF? I'm sure you looked.
No, I didn't. Well, he hasn't played this year.
No, I know, but I'm talking about in the games that he's
I
played.
didn't look at that. I'm just saying. I was just looking to see if he had played at all. He had been with the Chiefs and one or two other teams, so he's been around. He's not a kid. He's like 27 years old. He was a third round pick in 2018. So at least he has some experience, and he played. He started some games.
Is it going to take a miracle from Bill Callahan to pull a rabbit out of a hat and make this line look good enough so Deshaun Watson can play well?
I think it's going to come down to not only Bill Callahan, it's going to come down to Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski has to have his best called game of the year. And I thought he had a really good game against the 49ers. The reason he's going to have a great game this game is because, look, you can't be in 5 wide when you got some of these guys who've never played before. You know what the Baltimore Ravens are going to do with some of the simulated pressures they're going to have.
They lead the NFL in sacks.
Guys are going to be up. They count on confusion. So what you need to happen is you need to be in 3rd and 2. You need to be in 2nd and 5.
Stay on schedule.
You need to be on schedule, and you need to be able to have run-pass options every single time you come up to the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20, 2nd and 20, those are no-nos. We cannot have it, and I think Kevin Stefanski can't put his offensive line in an area where they're getting holding penalties, putting them behind schedule.
They're not doing 5 wide. I mean, first of all, they have barely any receivers.
Yeah.
Right? David Bell, we don't know. Did he practice today?
I did not see a status update
I don't
on
think
David
he practiced
Bell
today. We know that Goodwin's in the concussion protocol, so he's probably not going to play.
And
so you really only have your 4th receiver, I think, this week is Prochet, who was the punt returner.
Right.
And you got a couple of guys on the practice squad who they might end up bringing up. But no, this game is going to be about quick passes to the backs and tight ends, I think. Get Amari Cooper involved a little bit and run the ball.
I agree with you. This is on Kevin Stefanski to scheme guys open. Quick hitters. He can't stand back there 3 or 4 seconds.
Right.
He'll be running for his life all day. And speaking of Kevin Stefanski, we talked at the top of the show about this bizarre stat that's really, really difficult to explain. Stefanski is 19-7 after a loss. That means he's pulling it together. He's rallying the troops. After a win, he's 10-18. I can't explain it. Can you guys?
Up and down play. Win one, lose one. Win one, lose one. Win one. That's the thing that the Cleveland Browns are going to have big tasks with the next 2 weeks. You got an AFC North opponent. You have a chance to go 6-3. Then you get the Pittsburgh Steelers back at home. These are the 2 pivotal games in the Browns season. We'll know, are you contenders or pretenders?
I mean, I think you look at the quarterbacks that have played for the Browns. Baker Mayfield, Deshaun Watson, Jacoby Brissett have played the majority of the games. They're all inconsistent quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson wasn't before he got here, but after not playing for a year and a half and dealing with injury, he's been inconsistent. Baker's always been an up-and-down player. And Jacoby Brissett, there was some inconsistency there. That's it.
Do you point to Stefanski for that? Because they've all three been inconsistent?
I guess. I mean, I would argue that Jacoby Brissett was even, was worse than that before he got here.
True.
And I don't really want to blame Stefanski for Watson. So I don't know. But, I mean, it's a weird stat. I think it's more of a coincidence than anything he's specifically doing, but it's hard to say.
See, I could call it a coincidence if it was, 6-1 after a loss and 2-5 after a win.
Yeah.
These numbers are big numbers. It's a large sample size, and you know that the larger the sample size, the more you're going to get at what you really are. And your point is they're up, they're down, and they have never been consistently up.
The record after a loss is like one of the best in the sport.
Listen, 19-7?
Yeah, I mean, that's great.
That's
But
phenomenal.
they can never, it's
but
like
they can't parlay that into a 3-game win streak.
And win streaks are the fuel that pushes playoff movement. Like, you got to win 3-4. The teams that win 3-4 in a row, those are the playoff teams.
Yeah.
The guys that are winning, losing 2, win 1, it's too inconsistent for you to put some momentum together. And it's just, we look at this game, and it just so happens that you got the Baltimore Ravens once again looking up at you. It's a big-time opportunity for not only the coaching staff, but Deshaun Watson, too.
All right, we're taking our first break. When we come back, Coach Tyvis with a fascinating breakdown on all of the options this Baltimore Ravens offense has with that guy, Lamar Jackson, running the show. We're coming right back after our first break from PCC Airport. Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. 48 hours, 12 minutes and counting. Not that I'm keeping track before kickoff of the Ravens and the Browns. Massive game. If the Browns have any hopes of winning the AFC North, you really got to win this. You can't put yourself in a 3-game hole, even if you have 7 to play. It's just too big of a spot to dig out of. New segment this week, and I love it. And it's really going to focus on the defense. It's called I Know, I Think, I Doubt. Mike, explain it. How does this work?
I'm going to give each of you guys a statement, and you tell me if you know it to be true, you think it could happen, or you doubt it's going to happen. So we're going to start. Pretty simple. Bull, you're up first.
We did this last week, right? Or was it a different
First
day?
time on the TV show. First time on the TV show. So a new WKYC segment. The first, I know, I think, I doubt. Neither the Browns nor the Ravens, Bull, will score more than 21 points on Sunday. Do you know that? Do you think that? Or do you doubt it?
You know what? I think that. I probably should have said I know. The more I thought about it, but I'm going with I think. I'm pretty confident in this. I should have gone even stronger and said I know, but these are the two best defenses in the NFL. The Ravens' offense has been good, but it's been a little inconsistent at times. And they haven't faced a defense this good, except the first time they played them, and they did well. But I think that was a unique circumstance in the DTR situation. I think the Browns are going to struggle to get to 20 points. If I had to pick one team, I think if it ends up being a highest scoring game, I would lean towards the Ravens. But I'm picking the Browns to win, so I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and I don't think either team's getting a 20.
Listen, a low-scoring affair bodes well for the Browns. I think they play well in those low-scoring affairs, especially when you got a field goal kicker who makes kicks right down the middle.
Yeah, they have one of those too.
Yes.
But we finally have one to go along with Justin Tucker. I'm with you, Bull. I think that's true.
Yeah.
I don't think that either team will go over 21. And I also agree with you. I think if someone does, it will be the Ravens. I'm just not sure that this offense against that defense, the Browns offense against the Ravens defense, can do it. So I would co-sign everything you said. I think that to be true.
Next up is for G. Bush, a Brown not named Amari Cooper or David Njoku. So anyone but those two will catch a touchdown pass against the Ravens. G, do you know that? Do you think that? Or do you doubt it?
This is a tough one. A Brown not named Amari Cooper or David Njoku would catch. No. I know that. See, this is weird because I want to say I know for a fact that that's not going to happen. Like, they're not catching that ball.
So you doubt it.
So I doubt it, right?
Yeah.
So I doubt the fact that they're going to do that. And the reason I definitely doubt that is because offensive line is going to be banged up, don't have enough time to look downfield, especially when you're trying to get the ball deep. They're going to have to keep more guys in, the protection schemes, quick stuff. So right now, the only two dependable guys we know for a fact are Amari Cooper and David Njoku. And they have to do some smoke and mirrors with David Njoku with screens and stuff to get him involved. So I think it's going to be a ground and pound affair. And guess what? we're just going to throw the ball to Amari Cooper because it seems to work.
I would agree with I doubt. I mean, I could see maybe one of the running backs catching a pass. Elijah Moore, Cedric Tillman. I mean, the odds of those guys scoring a touchdown in this game are doesn't mean it can't happen, but it's not likely.
Could we see Watkins off
Austin
the practice
Watkins Jr.
off the
Probably will
practice
come off the
squad?
Jr. Yeah.
No. But I'm not going to go along with you, as you guys both, I doubt it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that I think it could happen, and I think it could be Kareem Hunt. He has scored a touchdown in 4 straight games.
But it's all been rushing, right?
It's all one of them. I think.
He has a rushing touchdown in 4 straight games. That is correct.
Okay. He doesn't have a passing touchdown.
He may on top of that, but he has a
I
rushing
thought he
one.
did. I could be wrong. Okay. I'm going to say
possible.
that I think that I think they can get a touchdown through the air to someone other than Njoku.
If I had to vote for someone, it would be Hunt.
I would too. I would agree.
I mean, it's funny. When he came back, the fan base was very excited. He hasn't been the Kareem Hunt that he was in Kansas City. We have never seen that Kareem Hunt here. But he's been better than I think a lot of fans have thought.
Yep.
Jay, you're up last here. I think, I doubt. Deshaun Watson will throw for more yards in this game than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I had to think about this for a second. I was going to say I doubt. But I think there's a chance, and here's why. I think of the 2 teams, the Ravens are the better balanced team. Mm-hmm. They're going to move the ball on the ground. They've been very, very good on the ground this year, despite the fact that they keep losing starting running backs. The reason I went with I think is because the Browns could be in a situation where they have to play catch up and they have to throw the ball a lot, where I think the Ravens are safe in the idea that if they can't move it through the air, they can on the ground. And for that reason, I think Deshaun Watson could end up with more passing.
You heard it here first. Jay Crawford of WKYC says Deshaun Watson throws for 350 yards.
I did? I don't remember saying that. And by the way, if he does throw for more, he'll have 210 and Lamar will have 205.
Yeah, I agree with I think, and I think it's also because the Ravens are more likely to be effective running the ball than the Browns.
Yeah.
There you go.
Where are you?
I
got way in. I know. I think I doubt.
He's 242. 242. Lamar Jackson throws for 230, but he has some more yards on the ground.
So you know
I
that
know.
Deshaun Watson's going to throw for more passing yards.
And if he don't, the Browns ain't gonna win.
Interesting. Okay. All right, we've got a read for that. Here's Mikey McNuggets.
If you're looking for a job with career advancement and great benefits, well, PCC Airfoes is the leading manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. All locations of PCC Airfoes in Eastlake, Menor, Wickliffe, and Minerva are hiring for all positions starting at $18 and up, plus full benefit packages, paid time off, and a signing bonus. You can apply online at precast.com/careers to learn more.
All right, after this break, it's my favorite segment of the show. It's pre-written headlines. We all tell you who wins and how they do it. Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on Channel 3. We've got breaking news and bull, it ain't good.
Yeah, Dawand Jones has officially been ruled out by just moments ago by Kevin Stefanski. He is out for the game. We already know Jed Wills is out. James Hunt, this is expected. I had said during the break that this was definitely happening. Just want to clarify, I didn't say it on the air. James Hudson is expected to start at right tackle. Joel Bitonio likely to start at left tackle.
Wow.
And Nick Harris likely to start at left guard. Those position assignments are not official. That's the likely scenario.
If it goes that way, only 2 starters will be in their right position.
That's right. Also, David Bell and Marquise Goodwin ruled out. Goodwin with the concussion, David Bell a knee. Greg Newsome and Pierre Strong are questionable. But obviously, they both practiced the last couple of days, so they're trending in the right direction.
All right, give us your headline.
All right, my headline is, listen, a lot of this points to the Browns losing. I got a hunch the defense is embarrassed by how they performed against the Ravens last time. And Deshaun Watson will play well enough. Myles Garrett's going off in this game. He is playing with cockiness and confidence at a whole ridiculous level. He takes over this game, sacks Lamar Jackson 3 times. Deshaun Watson throws 2 touchdowns, 1 to Njoku and 1 to Cooper. Browns win the game.
I like that. Let's get it going, man. I like the fact you got them winning. Hey, listen, Kool-Aid Mafia, we back again, ready to go. Ravens get tag teamed. In a 24-21 loss, Watson starts the 4th quarter comeback while Hopkins finishes it with a last-second field goal, and the Browns win this game 24-21.
Wow, I just could not be as optimistic as you guys. I'm the lone Ravens picker, at least right now. We'll see what McNuggets said. My headlines is, did John Steele sign still? Ravens continue dominance of Browns. I do think it'll be a lot closer than it was the first time. 28-3 was way out of whack.
Yeah.
DTR was playing. The defense, I think, realized very early that what they were going to be able to do was not going to be enough. So, unfortunately, I have the Browns coming back 5-4, but 5-4, but playing better than they did the first time. McNuggets?
Yeah, we made these picks before we learned the offensive line was in shambles.
I know
but I'm still sticking with this. How about it's ratbird hunting season? Miles shoots Lamar to sky. Ravens out of first place with dramatic last-second win. So, little playoff Looney Tunes there.
They'd still be in first place even if they lose.
Yeah, by virtue of them having played an extra
wins,
game.
Yeah.
Right.
They would be 7-3. The Browns would be 6-3.
Right.
So they've got another win in hand.
Oh, you still got Pittsburgh and Cincinnati in the mix, too. So,
Yeah.
assuming they win.
So I'm it. I'm the only guy picking against the Browns this
Yeah.
week. There's nothing I want more than to be wrong.
That's right.
Don't forget, you can watch the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show every single day. We air live 11 to 1. Just type in UCSS in the search bar. It'll take you there. Or you can watch it on your time whenever you want throughout the day. We'll see you at the post-game show. It starts at the 2-minute warning of Sunday's game. Go Browns. We'll see you next week.